We all know what Bitcoin is, and we also know that Bitcoin is in many ways a superior currency to the likes of traditional fiat currencies like the US dollar, British pound or Japanese yen. But the consensus opinion is that Bitcoin is better because it's faster, cheaper and less bureaucratic than traditional currency transactions. And all of this is true in my opinion, but I think that most people are missing the main value proposition of Bitcoin, and the main reason as to why I think that it's only just the beginning. And by the way, I'm not talking about short-term price predictions, as nobody knows what's going to happen in the short term, but instead I'm talking about fundamentals and long-term adoption, which is what primarily affects long-term value, and that's what interests me. And if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, you're missing out on free crypto giveaways, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe and turn on bell notifications. Also remember that I'm sharing my own thoughts and opinions, and so this video is not financial advice. Anyway, moving on, the main value proposition of Bitcoin in my view is the value of Bitcoin as a decentralized alternative to government-issued currencies. And the reason for this is because although Bitcoin does have other technological and financial benefits, I think that it's what Bitcoin represents which is the largest pull factor for potential users. For millennia, governments around the world have been issuing fiat currency, a currency which is backed by no tangible or technological value. And so since the year 1913, the US dollar has lost over 96% of its purchasing power, and in other countries the effects have been similar and in many cases even worse. Governments everywhere have sold the idea of an inflationary currency to the masses as being something which is good for them and good for the economy. And by the way, a little inflation in the right circumstances can be good, but it's usually not a good thing for the average person, and I'll explain why that is. In the United States, the average net worth of the 160 or so million people in the bottom 50% as measured by net worth are worth around $13,000 each, give or take. And because of the cost of living and so on, people in this category have to keep a substantial portion of their net worth in cash, as most, if not all of their money needs to be liquid to either pay bills and expenses, or to act as a financial cushion in case of a burst pipe, or in case their car breaks down, or any kind of unforeseen event occurs and they need to pay for it. And so for the bottom half of the country, the majority of their net worth is subjected to inflation, and a consistent eroding of value is one of the factors which makes it very hard to get out of this situation by building capital reserves. And then, on the other hand, the top 100th of the 1%, around 32,000 people, have a net worth of approximately $110 million each. And so the portion of their net worth which is invested into the asset markets is going to be very high, and the portion kept in cash is going to be very low. And so the effects of inflation on their net worth is very small in percentage terms when compared to the effects of inflation on the bottom 50%. In other words, there is a strong incentive for the rich to increase the rate of inflation, because assets like businesses and real estate have historically increased at least in proportion with usually more than the rate of inflation. And so if I were worth $1 billion and I had 99% invested into farmland or into real estate, and I really wanted to accumulate more wealth and become richer relative to the average person, I'd want a high rate of inflation and lots of money printing, so that the value of my portfolio rises in relation to the net worth of the bottom 50%, who are by and large the ones who are paying the hidden tax of inflation. And so to me, Bitcoin is not as much a speculative vehicle as an alternative. And remember that the thing holding up government-issued currencies around the world is a compliance and belief in value of the majority of the population. However, having said that, there is a growing number of people around the world, including myself, who have made the decision to be involved with their country's national currency as little as they can. I mean, I still have to use fiat currency to pay taxes and to purchase things which aren't yet available to be purchased in crypto, but I hold as little cash as possible because I want as much of my net worth as I can to be invested into the stock market and real estate and crypto as well. And again, there is also a growing number of people who are realizing that the current monetary system doesn't work in their favor, and so they are looking for alternatives, and of course one of the main alternatives to national fiat currencies is Bitcoin. And as a general currency and also store of value, I think that Bitcoin will continue to grow in popularity and adoption. And so over time, in my opinion, Bitcoin still has a long way to go. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed and would like to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.